In this flat design Illustrator tutorial, I'm going to show you a new technique that Illustrator has implemented in which you can create flower shapes really quick and easy. This is a 1920 by 1080 pixel background or document. I have a layer open that's the background layer, and all it has on it is a rectangle shape as my background color. We're going to be working on the layer above that as I've locked my background so I don't accidentally mess with it. So to start, we're going to create an ellipse out here, or a circle. I'm going to change the fill color to a red. Something down in here works. And then we're just going to create a circle. I'm holding shift to make it like a perfect circle. Now, once I have that made, what I'm going to do is press A for the direct selection tool. That's the white arrow key up here in your toolbar. Click and drag to grab that bottom point, and I'm going to pull it down a little bit. So this is my petal shape. Now, once I have that petal shape, I'm going to switch back to the regular selection tool. Shortcut key is V. I'm going to scale it down by grabbing the corner here, holding shift and option or alt. We'll scale that down a little bit to maybe this size right here. Once I have that set, I'm going to go up to Object, down to Repeat. This is a new feature in Illustrator, Radial Repeat. And that's going to allow me to repeat this object around and keep it editable. So I can do a couple things here. I can expand the distance from the center just by clicking this point on the circle. I can also expand or decrease the number of instances of that object. So like of that petal leaf. It's not a leaf, it's a petal. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this down so it closes in right there. And I think this will be our flower shape. What I'm gonna do now is actually click on this again, go up to edit, down to copy, and then edit, paste in front. So now I have a duplicate right on top of this guy. See, I've got two of them. So I'm going to select the one on top only, and I'm going to edit its shape. So if I double click in here, I get to this petal, and I can go over here, change the color of it. And when I change the color of this, it actually changes the color of every one in the pattern here, the radial repeat. I can also adjust the size. So as I pull in from the corners, and I'm going to hold Option or Alt to pull in from the center of that corner, and maybe even drag it down, I can adjust the shape of this and create the interior of my flower really easily. So once I have that, I can actually double click outside of this in this more of a gray area. It's going to kind of bring that back. If I click on this again, now I can adjust how close or far from the center these things are. So I'm going to bring them in a little bit closer, and then double click on it again to adjust the size of this. So as I'm working on this, I can actually make all sorts of adjustments and changes. I can rotate this around just to make sure it still lines up with these other petals. And we're gonna do just that right in there. So there we go. We have the inside of our flower, and then I could create another circle out here, holding shift, of course. And this will be the very center of the flower, and we can make it like a dark steel blue color, just like that. And if we grab this and we grab everything here all at once like that, I can go to my properties panel and just center align everything to put that circle right in the center of this. You could then even add the stem of this flower just by creating a quick little rectangle. We can change the color to something like a natural green color. Could even press the A key for the direct selection tool, pull in the corners a little bit to kind of round them, and then center this up. And a real easy way to create leaf shapes is to grab that ellipse tool again, create a couple circles, holding shift, and then I can just select this with V for the selection tool, hold Option or Alt to duplicate it. And if you look, when you select both of these, the center shape is kind of like a leaf shape, maybe something like that right there. So I've got them both selected, Shift M for the shortcut key for the shape builder tool, hold Option or Alt, and just remove the edge pieces there. Now it removed it for both of them, so there's gonna be two leaves, which is perfect. And I can just rotate this one, put it here, maybe rotate this one a little bit and put them right there. And then we'll send these two guys to the back just by selecting all, right clicking, arrange, send to back. That quickly we have a little flat design flower. If you want to add like a shadow to it, we could create a rectangle that is black. Just build this rectangle so it covers maybe half of the stem and the rest of the flower. Select everything, hold Shift M, that's that shape builder tool, and we can remove the outside of this. Now, one thing to note here, because these are still editable, they have bounding boxes like that. So the shape builder tool actually doesn't work with them. So what we need to do is actually move this to the side, take these pieces, take these two radial pieces, and I'm going to duplicate them over by holding Option or Alt. That keeps editable versions over here. But then over here, what I could do is just select all this, go up to Object down to Expand. And that expands the fill and the object. So now I have all these actual objects, not just the editable radial repeat. So now we can bring this guy back over, select everything, grab that shape builder tool. On the outside of this, hold Option or Alt to subtract that out. And now we have this black shape that's kind of the right half of our flower. And we could drop the opacity by like a lot, down to something like 10% over in the properties panel. And now you have like a little shadow here on the right side of your flower. And that's a really quick and easy way to create a flower here in Adobe Illustrator.